Ang gusto ko lang tanong, no? We were surprised by the results of the elections for the senator. Number 1, si Robin Padilla. Bakit ang nangyari yun?
Sir, I'll tell you something. Whether kaibigan ko ay taga Forbes Manila or taga Forbes Park, binoto nila si Robin. It is a referendum, I feel, on the Duterte administration, who at its lowest is at 70%. And the one thing that you can say about Robin is he has consistently supported the president. Right? I mean, through and through. Actually, yan nga yung pinupula. Pero naman, in fairness to Robin, no? Talagang consistent siya even before the administration. Nakarally ko na yan. Nag-rally kami sa Congress in favor of women's reproductive rights. Of course, for whatever you take that, no? Tapos Marawi nandyan yan. He actually lost a lot of projects,
Yes.
commercial projects, because of his political stance.
Correct.
And apparently, yan ang gusto ng mga tao.
Humility
Yung transparency,
Humility also goes a long way. Because if you notice, Robin was never abrasive in his public statements against anybody. Makikita mo, even in the campaign, he's just simply stating facts. Nakikita ng tao yung humility ni Robin. He never claims he's good at this, good at that. But he
studies, he works. Oh my God.
Nashock ako nung the first time I saw him talk in public. Parang, ito ba si Robin? I was shocked because
He studies his materials. Yeah, he does.
So, and I expected him to be in the top 5, but never as number 1.
I expect him
but
top 10.
there's also a lot of material content.
We were
on
gonna get to
social
that.
media, right?
Yeah.
So did that help? I mean,
He did not have an infrastructure.
No.
I can
No,
tell you for a fact.
But the social
content.
media thing, I think, kind of
the
helped.
song, the singing,
Yes.
and the dancing.
Yeah, but
Wonderful
Never
tonight.
talked about
Sorry.
it before.
Even prior to that, he's been working on content. He always does live. Yun na nga di ba? Yun yung,
I know, but Amor, I remember he was not always within the winning circle, the Magic 12.
he was always top 12, sir. Mostly, he
Was he?
was. We
Yeah,
were
he must be.
monitoring, but
But
we
maybe-
never expected number 1.
Lower?
Never.
Lower, maybe?
Never expected
Parang
number
tanda
1.
ko po, pasok sa kagad eh.
Pasok mo siya.
Pasok ka.
Oh, but
The-
never number 1.
The problem with the
What-
Senate is it's a name recall thing eh. Lahat yung mga incumbents
It is.
palagi, yun talaga
Yeah.
yun eh. So you have to do something really special to actually get into that level of the circus level, so winning circle.
Amor, we're looking now at images, a video of Robin. Okay, I think the audio is down, but he's singing Wonderful,
Wonderful Tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
But guys, ang
Okay, who thought about that?
Okay.
Because, you know, when
Kinanta
first time
niya
we
sa
saw it,
meeting
we
de
thought,
avance yan. Kinanta niya sa meeting de avance.
Okay.
he's singing it everywhere.
Is,
Right?
okay, awkward yung kanyang pagti-TikTok. I mean, kahit sino man sa atin siguro mag-TikTok, awkward, no? But you have to understand, even prior to the elections, grabe siyang mag-post sa social media. Lahat nila live. Lahat.
Yung treadmill, Bo. Remember?
May iba rin.
Guys,
Yeah.
one time
Nasisi siya
nga,
na ano eh.
alam mo kung saan siya nag-live? Yung sa bahay ni Gregoria, dun yung asawa ni Bonifacio.
Bonifacio.
De Jesus.
Ganun siya, Gloria de Jesus sa Quiapo.
Gloria de Jesus, yeah.
I mean, he's like the content, and that goes back to what you said, di ba? Si BBM, 4 years worth of content every week.
Siguro it pays to be natural in social media. It pays to be organic and to be yourself.
To be yourself.
To be
Yeah.
yourself.
Makikita
So,
ng tao
okay, I'll go back to the presidential campaign. Looking at all the videos and the content too that has been pushed from the side of the Lenny camp, Amor, let's start with Amor and then go to Bruce. You know, did it fall short of what you would call authentic, real?
I don't
We're
think...
talking about the Lenny videos.
No, actually, on the contrary, I believe there was a pink movement. I mean, we know people who paid their way. Ayala, I live in Salcedo. Ayala was a literal street party. Seriously, no? And the thing, though, is, I don't think she wanted it enough. Long game talaga to eh. Siguro nagsimula mas matagal, di ba? Yung kabila. And she's also been very vocal about, I'd really, after the vice presidency, I just want to be a mother to my kids. And, up to a certain point, people can sense how badly you want something. Pero in terms of authenticity, nandyan yon. And I hope they don't lose it. It's my sincere hope, hand to heart, that they never lose it and that they will let Lenny lead a credible opposition. I mean, that's
There
my
were
hope
other-
for him.
But there were
for
other,
her.
there were video clips or there spots, if you'd call it that, yung medyo weird na...
Hadouken.
Pilit-
Japanese, ano? Japanese.
Yung mga...
Kasi may gumaganon
I know.
siya.
Yun medyo, di ba, ill-advised.
I'm not, I don't know anything about this.
What Attorney Bruce was saying, na it doesn't come naturally.
Yeah.
So,
For me, I
kasi
think-
it shows when
Yes.
you're doing a video, right?
Number one,
Yeah.
the problem is that when she was vice president, she chose to be leader of the opposition. So that by itself, pumasok na sa utak ng tao na kalaban ka. With a president that has one of the highest.
70%.
So dun pa lang, disadvantage ka na. And then go to the campaign, initially trying to not saying that she's not running. That's why she was talking to Isko, talking to Manny, and then later on deciding to run. And then may repackaging because clearly she should have stayed with the yellow color. Because alam naman natin parang ang nangyari is lumabas siya. It's sort of parang tinalikuran niya yung kanyang pinaglalaban for the past 6 years. For me, that was something that really created a bad taste in the
I
mouth.
think it's the negative campaigning, whether you like
and the
it or not,
negative
right?
campaigning.
Okay, it started with Amor, Bruce, running to stop Marcos.
Yes.
That was a
Right.
bad statement, right?
I mean, and even in the case of Isko, both of them said that the reason why they're running, it's not for the Filipino. Why can't you even say you're running for the Filipino people? I mean, even at that particular instance, no? That vindictiveness and also that toxicity, I think if there's one thing that this election taught us is the current crop of voters, they don't want vengeance, toxicity, and the fear is, and this is what I've heard from many people, if the camp of the vice president won, the first 3 years will be all about throwing people in jail. They were actually rather happy with the tail end of the Duterte administration, right?
People think it's the other way around.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
what I've heard as well.
That was the narrative being peddled in a way. Both the problem is that many people would paint BBM as evil, magnanakaw, ganun. However, on the other side, marami din ang iba ang tingin kay VP Lenny. So this is clearly and the only thing that really is bad is that when you paint somebody as evil and negative and bad, those people who do not really believe it fully tend to think it's not true. For example, sabihin mo na he may be bad but not that bad. That level of relativity creates that concept that you're just toxic. Because madali naman sabihin na hindi naman siya ganun siguro all the time. He's not fully bad, but ang lumalabas sa campaign ni Lenny is that he's bad and we have to stop him. And that's the problem.
But Amor, you said earlier that this is a long haul in campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Marcos started earlier.
It's a long game. They're a master of the long
and
game.
Lenny came too late in the game.
Actually, I think they've been preparing for this since, 1986, right? If not sooner. I mean, the kind of tenacity. I mean, come on. If someone hit your family, your default is to, right? Hit back. And they've really bit their tongue. They're the master of the long game. And in terms of strategy, and they decided, siguro 2016, whether or not he was cheated during the VP election, sabi niya siguro, sisimulan ko na yan. Guys, the content lang, 4 years worth of weekly content, that kind of tenacity, right? I have not ever seen in a brand.
And he was willing to run for vice president.
He was willing to run for vice president. I think we have to remember that
Yes.
from what Bruce is
He was
saying.
willing to run for vice president under Sarah. That was the patience he was willing to do. He was patient enough compared to people like Isko. He could have waited for another 4 years.
We were just talking about that earlier.
So
We
he
were
could have
talking about it.
You know,
He had everything.
Frustration
He had
for
everything,
me
yeah.
because
He had
started on a
everything.
good foot.
The money,
Exactly, we
he's
were just
good
saying.
looking,
He had
articulate.
backers.
He had the
He had
backers.
children
All
who
the
were-
oligarchs were
Yeah.
his backers. And now not even double. Come on.
could not
Big
even say-
below
he could not
Manny
even beat-
Pacquiao.
What are the numbers again?
Less than 2 million.
Yeah,
So,
1 point
oh.
something.
That's
Less
not even
than
the
Manny
population of
Pacquiao.
Manila.
Because
Yeah.
because
Less than the
Manila
population of Manila.
felt they were para silang parang they felt that they were
Nagamit sila.
betrayed.
Yes.
Yun ang sinabi nila.
Okay.
They
Naging
felt they were
stepping stone
betrayed.
sila. Naging,
Yeah.
naging spit stop sila to the dream.
Sayang. Broke our heart.
Parang nag-quickie lang sila tapos ano na.
Sir, your words, not ours.
What's your
Wrap up na raw.